Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Hello. Good evening. I'm audible to all of you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, check it. So we'll start newspaper discussion. Anyone is having today's newspaper? I'll be taking Pune edition, right? Any doubts in the yesterday's newspaper? Have you read all the articles which I've asked you to read yesterday? Any doubts? Any terms or any news which you did not understand in the newspaper in the yesterday's articles? No doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Is the screen visible to all of you? Can you all see the today's newspaper?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Check it. We'll try to finish the newspaper within these 40 minutes. If we did not complete, then we'll go to the next session. Second, Lieutenant General to lead military talks on Ladakh. Rajnath confirms large Chinese presence. So we are seeing that in last 1 week, there is a tension at the LAC. There is a line of actual control. So the talks between the governors, lieutenant generals between India and China is going on. And as we have seen that such type of border issues are first tried to be solved by having what you can say the dialogue and discussions with the both the countries. Even if it did not work out, then we'll go to the next level, right? So it's not like that we can directly go for the war. There are some ways where we can solve such disputes. I have already told you that the border disputes are very sensitive and it needs to be what you can say carefully handled. So line of actual control talks on twin tracks. Next round, June 6. Twin tracks. Twin tracks means that one is from the diplomatic channel through where our diplomatic, what you can say, the officers are trying to solve the issue, and there is also through military officers also they are trying to what you can say solve the issue or to resolve the issue between India and China or the LAC. Defense minister says done what needs to be done, and also our defense minister confirms that the Chinese have increased their army on the line of actual control. So here there is explanation. What does it mean? That by bringing generals to the table, India and China are indicating that there will be willingness to agree to disengage the situation in Ladakh is different from Doklam, and a lot depends on how generals on the ground and diplomats working the lines with the Beijing negotiate in an agreement to de-escalate. So de-escalation of the issue is very important. So both the sides are trying to de-escalate the issue between India and China. In break from past, Delhi says Modi Trump discussed India-China border situation. So earlier what was India's stand that whenever there is to be a bilateral issues or issues between India and China and India and Pakistan, India always had a stand that we shall solve these issues or resolve these issues by having a bilateral what you can say the issues. We never allowed any other company to interfere or intervene in the India's bilateral issue. That for the first time, India had agreed that Modi and Trump have discussed the India-China border situation. So we can say that now we are allowing a third party or a third country to what we can say intervene in the India-China what we can say the border issue. Now here there is one more statement given by the Prime Minister. India will get its growth back and need to be self-reliant. So we see that India's economic growth rate have been reduced tremendously. It has been what you can say decelerated a lot in last what you can say the 5-6 year, and even after the COVID-19 and lockdown. Of course, if the situation is going to be worse, the as we have discussed yesterday, that even the economic growth is supposed to be having a negative what you can say the impact or the negative indicators are there. But our Prime Minister is confident that India will get its growth back he also emphasized that India need to be self-reliant, that is Atma-nirbhar. So stressing on the need for self-reliance and stronger focus on the manufacturing locally by enterprises, Prime Minister Narendra Modi Tuesday said government's highest priority is to strengthen the economy against the impact of the coronavirus and get the country back on the growth track, calling industry to rise the occasion. And Modi said there is a need to build robust local supply chains and focus on make in India. So supply chain is also very, very important issue in India. And also government, like our manufacturing sector is one of the important problem, right? We have already seen that one of the important problem or the structural problem of the Indian economy is that our manufacturing sector has not grown as it has to be, right? Our agricultural sector has reduced, but our what you can say, the service sector has increased tremendously, but our manufacturing sector has not increased at the rate which is supposed to be grown. So government is focusing more on the manufacturing sector, and we are also what you can say focusing to increase the manufacture. We are focusing on implementing various schemes like Make in India, then Skill India, and then providing loans to the MSME sector, right? Providing what you can say initiatives to the manufacturer so that they can increase the production in India. Okay. Here there is one more article that Maharashtra's COVID growth rate falls below India's for the first time. So the Maharashtra's the rate of the increase in the patients have been decreased from the average India's growth for the first time. So slowly the situation is being under control in Maharashtra. All hands on deck as Nisarga to make landfall near Alibag today afternoon. So today afternoon, one more cyclone is supposed to reach on the land. There is one term used here, that is landfall. Landfall means we have seen that in cyclone, when the cyclone reaches on the coast, it dissipates, because when the cyclones are originated on the sea, especially the tropical cyclones, which originates in the between the tropics. So when it reach on the coast, when it reach on the land, the energy which you get it from the, what you can say, the evaporation of the water, they lose that energy and the cyclones start dissipating. So when the cyclone from the ocean, when it, what you can say, reaches on the land, that is what is called as landfall. So that Nisarga cyclone is set to make landfall near Alibag today afternoon. It has already landed. So you can see that. So just read this article. While to read two important things, it will help you in understanding the concept called cyclone in the geography. We have already known that there are two types of cyclones, that is temperate cyclones and tropical cyclones. So what is the nature of the tropical cyclones and what is the nature of the temperate cyclones, how the tropical cyclone behaves and how the temperate cyclone behaves, that all we know. So in India, we do not find any tropical cyclones, sorry, any temperate cyclones, but we do have tropical cyclones in India. So you just read it out. Normally, we do not find more cyclones on the western coast of India. Normally, we have like majority of the cyclones are originated in the eastern ocean, that is in Bay of Bengal. But now for the first time, not for the first time, but rarely the cyclones originates in the western coast. So Nisarga is one such what you can say the coast that you need to check it out. Check it. Now going to the next page. United Nations report says LET, that is Lashkar-e-Taiba in Jaish-e-Mohammed, active in Afghanistan. Ministry of External Affairs express concern. So in paper 3, there is one topic called India's internal security. And in that topic, there is one more topic, subtopic, which says that the role of state and non-state actors in the internal security challenge. That is one topic in paper 3. Anyone is having paper 3 syllabus with you? Just read it out. What is that topic? In paper 3, in India's internal security challenge, there is one topic called role of state and non-state actors. I have already shared you the syllabus. If anyone is having the syllabus, just check it out what exactly the topic is. Rupali, you have the syllabus?
Through communication network, role of media and social networking side in internal security challenges.
Is there any topic called role of state and non-state actors?
Role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security.
Yes. So can you tell me what is the difference between that state and non-state actors? And what is the meaning of that topic? I can't hear
Yes,
you.
sir. I told you non-state actors are the actors, unlike organizations which are not controlled by the government and they work independently, such as NGOs and all.
Mhm.
So that are non-state actors. I think.
Okay, but in terms of internal security challenge, what is like? Can you give me an example of non-state actor
Yeah.
creates challenges internal in the internal security of the country? Okay, fine. So we can see that
So these
Sir, I don't know exactly, but can it be paramilitary forces? Oh, yeah.
non-state actors, non-state actors. I'm saying. Yes, someone was saying.
yeah, the non-state actors are those which are not having the backing of any state. For example, the activities of the Naxalites, even the terrorist organizations, they are all non-state actors. Whereas when we talk about state actors, the prominent example is the ISI, which is the state-run institution. So that can be a state-run
No, yeah,
actor.
yeah. Piyush, right? Yeah, Piyush, actually ISI is a state actor because
Yes, yes.
ISI is a state actor because ISI is an organization which is funded and run by the Pakistani government. So you can
Yes, sir,
say that
that's what I'm saying. That ISI is an example of state actor because
yes, you are right then. So I must have heard it wrongly. So ISI is the best example of state actors because many countries, not only Pakistan, but all our neighboring countries like Pakistan, China, even Bangladesh, Nepal, and what you can say Sri Lanka, all these our neighboring countries, they always try to what you can say create some challenges in the internal security of the country. So while they are doing it, there are some government supported what you can say the problems created by the government, and there are some non-state actors like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jamaat-ud-Dawa, or Jaish-e-Mohammed. These are the organizations in the Pakistan which tries to create internal security challenges in the India, right? So state actor means if there is any organization which is sponsored by the government or which is funded by the government or which is having an official recognition as a government in Pakistan or in China or in any other countries. So these are called as state actors. And non-state actors means those are not run by the government. These are not run by the official government by the what you can say Pakistan or China or any neighboring countries. So organizations like LET, Jaish-e-Mohammed, these are what you can say called as the non-state actors. So United Nations report says that LET and JEM is active in Afghanistan, and our Minister of External Affairs expressed concern. Why it expressed concern? Because in Afghanistan, India has a lot of stakes. That in India, Afghanistan have a lot of India have a lot of interest in Afghanistan. India have a lot of stakes in Afghanistan. We have put up a lot of effort in Afghanistan to bring peace and stability in Afghanistan, to create an infrastructure, especially the physical infrastructure, roads, ports, and what you can say the pipelines. All these things we are trying to do in Afghanistan. So if the elite in Jaish-e-Mohammed is active in Afghanistan, it would be having some impact on India's interest in Afghanistan. So that is why you need to what you can say cut this article and put it put it in general studies paper 2, either in what you can say in the international relations, or you can put it in paper 3, that is India's internal security challenge, right? So although it is not internal, it is actually the problem in the Afghanistan. So we can say that it would be better if you put this article in paper 2, that is in international what you can say relations. There was already question asked that discuss the India's interest in the Afghanistan and why we need a stable Afghanistan, because a stable Afghanistan is good for India. So all the reasons have been given here. You just go and check it out and cut this article in paper what you can say paper 2. Okay, Supreme Court stays the High Court proceedings over Navlakha bail plea. So this is one of the famous case which is going on in Maharashtra about the arrest of some of the intellectuals as the urban Naxal. So that Supreme Court had stayed the High Court proceedings for the what you can say the bail pleas of those activists. Here There is one more article today. We are seeing that there is again a series of the what you can say advertisements given by the government for the Atmanirbhar package, which has government declared recently. So we have already seen two advertisements. One advertisement was for the farmers, and yesterday's advertisement was for the migrant workers. So today it is for the MSME, right? So entrepreneur brothers and sisters, you are not alone. The entire nation is standing with you during this tough time of pandemic. So this is the assurance given by the government that those who entrepreneurs who are like doing the businesses, government is saying that you are not alone. The entire nation is standing with you during this tough time of pandemic. That is what is the advertisement. This advertisement said. So here it is given that what are the initiatives taken by the government to help the MSME sector to speed up the micro, small, medium enterprises. A sum of rupees 3 lakh crore on the lowest interest has been allocated. You can easily apply for a loan at the nearest bank or the portal. So MSME sector is being given a what you can say, the MSME sector is being given the loan at the lowest interest rate. The government have India has also provided 100% guarantee of the loan, so which is also called as credit guarantee. The term credit guarantee has been used by the government. And then exemption on principal repayment for a year. If the principal is repayment in a when you take a loan, there is an exemption to pay the principal repayment for a year. Then definition of the MSME has also been changed. Yesterday also we have seen that the definition of the MSME has been changed now. MSME means the criteria that which organization will comes under micro, small and medium enterprises have been changed. So like 50 crore to 100 crore something we have seen yesterday. Opportunity for the micro and small medium enterprises grows now. So to promote the ease of doing business, the government is taking all these initiatives. No global tender process on government procurement up to rupees 200 crore. Then distressed asset fund, subordinate debt schemes approved for MSME. So there is one more new initiative taken by the government, that is the distressed asset fund has been created, and also a debt scheme approval for the MSME is also been done by the government. And rupees 50,000 crore funds of fund approval for equity in MSME. So funds of fund means what? I have already discussed with you. If you don't remember, funds of fund means what? It is a kind of mutual fund where one mutual fund is allowed to invest in another mutual fund. So such type of 50,000 crore rupees mutual fund is been created by the government to to infuse money in the MSME sector. So approval of the equity to put an end to all challenges faced by the MSME in the development. It will be joint fund from the government and private sector. This is very important. This question can be asked in the prelims exam. Consider the following statement regarding the funds of fund created by the government. So statement will be like, it is a joint fund of the government as well as the private sector. So the statement is correct or wrong, that may be asked, or the statement might be like, it will be a joint fund from government sector only. That would be statement, right? So you need to know that these funds of fund which is created for the help for the MSME is for both government as well as the private sector. Then one more application or app has been created by the MSME, that is called www.champions.gov.in. It means the entrepreneurs are called as champions. We have already seen that our Prime Minister has once said that the entrepreneurs and businessmen are also like a warriors who are like fighting on the border, like who are taking have on the border. So our Prime Minister called them as the champions, and that is why the application that is called as www.champions.gov.in in a one-stop solution, that is what is given. So MSME can register their complaints here if you want that, right? Okay, so this is the article. You can cut this what you can say the advertisement and put it in paper 3. Topic we have yesterday discussed topic is the effect of the liberalization on India's industrial policies and growth of the economy. So there you can put this article or this advertisement. Okay, this is the local news of Maharashtra around Pune, so that is not useful for us. Let's go to the Next page. One more page is regarding the national level problems faced by the lockdown. So that is all photographs and pictures have been given. You just go and check it out. Yeah, PAC Chief 6 Speaker nod to probe Karnataka purchases in COVID fight. So PAC. Anyone knows what is this PAC?
Public Accounts Committee.
Yeah, Public Account Committee. Very good, Mustaqim. Fine. So what is that Public Accounts Committee? What is the responsibilities and job of that Public Account Committee? What exactly they do? Hello, am I audible to all of you? Because there is one topic in paper 2, that is various parliamentary committees. So Public Account Committee is one such permanent committee which looks into the, what you can say, the accounts, and which looks into the purchases of the government, right? So such public account committees are in both union as well as the state level. So the state level Public Accounts Committee in the Karnataka has, what you can say, asked the permission from the speaker to probe the Karnataka purchases in COVID fight. So whatever the purchases have been done by the Karnataka government, they wanted to, what we can say, investigate it. That is why they are taking the permission from the Karnataka, what you can say, the speaker. So you need to know why you need to read this article, because just to understand how the Public Account Committee functions or how the Public Account Committee works. I have already given one question related to the parliamentary committees. Sonali, are you there? Sonali hai kya? Yasmin? Ichide, yes. Sonali, am I audible to you? Okay, fine. She's, I guess my voice is not audible to her. Anyways, Yasmin, I have already given you one question related to the parliamentary committees. If you have that question, just please send back it to me. Right. So parliamentary committee is again one of the very, very important particular topic. Rupali, you must be having this. So please send me that question today.
Okay, sir. Check करेंगे sir.
check. बाद में चेक करना और भेज देना. ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so today's explained page has given the information about the debate over the homeo drug. Homeo means homeopathy. So because there are many claims and there are many, what we can say, there are many what you can say, debates and many, what you can say, the doubts about the effectiveness of the homeopathic drug on the COVID-19. So that is what is being here. Following an Ayush ministry. Anyone knows what is Ayush? Ayush ministry? Ayush ministry is a ministry dealing with the what you can say, the treatments, that is the parallel treatments like Ayurveda, Unani, then what you can say, Siddha and homeopathy. So for that there is a separate, what you can say, ministry which regulates the what you can say, the non-allopathic treatment in India, right? So there is one term used for that non-allopathic treatment. Anyone knows what is that term? Hello. Okay. So following an Ayush Ministry advisory, several states have recommended arsenic album 30 as a preventive against COVID-19. Although there is no evidence that it works, a look at the drug and the debate. So many people have, what you can say, have started, what you can say, distributing the arsenic album 30, which is one of the homeopathic, what you can say, the drug. So Tabassum Barnagarwala has taken a stock of the situation, where really the arsenic 30 is effective on the COVID, what you can say, COVID-19 or not. So that is what is given here. You just go and just read it out. You just need to know about this, what you can say, the drug. Okay, so am I audible to all of you? My voice is clear? Yeah, fine. So in Surat, reminders of 1994 plague. There was a plague, what you can say, epidemic in India in 1994. So worker exodus and empty units and special trains. So that is what is here they have given that how the plague of 1994 has impacted on the Surat people. So just read it out for the information. I don't think there will be any direct question on that topic, but you can just read it out. What was the situation in the Surat in 1994? Going to the next page, that is the editorial page. So an editorial page today is it okay now, Bagisha? I guess there is some problem from your end only. Can you just check it out your microphone? Yeah, remove your microphone and then what you can say, attach it again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just mute yourself. Okay, so there is one editorial here which is on the what you can say the issue which is going on in USA, that is I can't breathe, and that is what the last words which were said by George Floyd in the US. So death of George Floyd may or may not be turning point for the America, but protest show bound has cut deeper and wider. So after the death of the George Floyd in the US, many American what you can say the cities or many American what you can say the states have what you can say started protesting in a condition like such a lockdown situation or in a such a what you can say the pandemic situation. Also, the in America 40 cities have declared curfew. So this is what you can say the sign of a mature democracy, or it is a kind of what you can say the not a mature democracy but a vibrant democracy. And America is known as one of the oldest democracy in the world. America has always stand for the rights of the citizens, rights of their citizens, as well as the equality of the people. So that way I can say that in the last 20 years, since 4 white police officers acquitted of beating Ronde King to death in Los Angeles, triggering race riots in the several cities across the United States. In these nearly 3 decades, the US has changed in many ways, particularly for the outside world. In a post-COVID world, it rose only the global superpower. As a victim of one of the worst acts of terrorism, it fought was on what you can say foreign shores to protect itself from those who threaten the American way of life. So that is what is mentioned how what has happened in the Africa. So each racist incident in the next paragraph they have mentioned that each racist incident with its attendant impunity was warning that there would be a George Floyd who would come up against a policeman named Derek Chauvin. The election of the Barack Obama as the first black president of the US served both to hide the ugly persistence of racism as well as aggravate it to point where a white backlash handed over the keys of the White House to Donald Trump, now bidding for second term President Trump, whose popularity may be at a uh, low point where a white backlash handed over the keys of the White House to the Donald Trump, now bidding for the second term President Trump, whose popularity may be at a low point for as his botched response to the COVID-19 has thought nothing of using a white supremacist troop. Not the first time he has done this to portray the violence sweeping through the country as black lawlessness in order to polarize Americans to play his own vote best. So this happens in all over the countries, even in India also these things happens even before the election. Such type of what you can say the communalism, racism, some caste issues, religious issues keeps rising. So that is the same which is mentioned here. So just read it out. Then the next important article, this article is always important for us. That is the slowdown, right? So we have seen that yesterday Moody's, which is one of the credit rating agency, has downgraded India's ranking and rating also being downgraded to BAA. So rating downgrade by Moody's underlines somber economic outlook, the pressing challenge ahead. So in paper 3, there is one topic that is called Indian economy and challenges in front of the Indian economy. It's in paper 3, general studies paper 3, there is one first topic that is called as Indian economy and issues related to the planning of the economy and the challenges in front of the Indian economy. So the current and very, very important challenge in front of the Indian economy is how we can revive our economic growth, right? We have seen that our economic growth rate has been decreased, what you can say tremendously from 8% per annum to around 1.8% as per the recent results, what we can see the forecast. So it is a very, very important challenge, and how we can do that. That is what is mentioned here. So in November 2017, Moody's investor surveys had upgraded India's rating to BAA2 on expectation that the then progress on reforms move over the time enhance India's growth potential. It believed that the implementation of a key reforms would strengthen the sovereign's credit profile, a gradual but persistent improvement in economic, institutional, and fiscal strength. However, as the country's economic data indicates, these experiments have since been belied as the implementation of the reforms has been relatively weak. So this government is consistently, what we can say, working for the economic reforms of the country, but the impact or the effect or the output of that reforms is not, what we can say, being shown. Acknowledging this, on Monday, the rating agency downgraded India's foreign currency and local currency long-term issuer ratings to Baa3 from Baa2. While the markets may have factored in this move, Moody's rating is now in with that of the both Standard and Poor's and Fitch. So Standard and Poor's and Fitch have already downgraded India's, what you can say, the credit worthiness. The downgrade nonetheless underlines the grim economic reality. So as per the Moody's, Indian economic health is not, what you can say, in a good position. It's not in a good, what you can say, the situation. So that is what is mentioned here. As evident, I'm going to the last paragraph. As evident, the lockdown also going to take a toll on the government finances. Moody's expects the general government, that is center and the state government, debt rise to 72% of the GDP in 2019. So India's, what we can say, the total debt is 72% of the GDP in 2019. It will be rise to 84% in 2020. What is especially worrying is that the rating agency believes that Indian economy will struggle to recover and that the depressed nominal growth will in turn affect the government's ability to lower the debt burden. We have already seen what is nominal growth. So even the nominal growth is also depressed in India. It notes that India's debt burden could rise well beyond 85% of GDP. This is worrying, what you can say, the prognosis. The decision to retain the negative outlook does not leave the poor open for further rating action down the line. It also conceivable that the other rating agencies will follow the suit. So we are going to have tough, what you can say, the days ahead in terms of our economy. Anyways, going to the next article, which is given here, Getting Away with Murder, Ashutosh Varshane. He has writing the article about the situation in US. So that is not relevant for India, but you just read it out if you are having interest in such type of, what you can say, the happenings in the world, you can just read it out. Going to the next article written by our what you can say, Raghunath Mashilkar. Who is this? Let me say. Yes, Raghunath Mashilkar is one of the India's, what you can say, the top space scientists. We have seen that yesterday there was news related to, what you can say, the SpaceX, where the private space agency or the private, what you can say, the organizations are trying to, what you can say, explore the space in India. So space tech startups need more government nurturing resources. That is what is mentioned here. So as we have seen yesterday, also there was an article in the editorial regarding the privatization of the space sector in India, and we have seen that recently Nirmala Sitaram has also announced that the India space, what you can say, the sector will also be given to the private sector. So the space technology startups need more government nurturing. So there is something called incubation. Anyone knows what is the meaning of incubation? Incubation in industry's term, right? Not in terms of like incubation in terms of the biology. It means that a child is given an incubation. But here in incubation means the newly born businesses, newly started businesses needed to be given some incubation. So that is what is mentioned here. So the nurturing, because जब बच्चा पैदा होता है तो कुछ दिनों के लिए उसको नर्चर करना होता है जब तक वो अपने पैरों पे खड़ा नहीं होता है, right? So that is what is mentioned here. So space tech startup need more government nurturing and the resources, because in India the private sector is not having that much resource which may, what you can say, go for, what you can say, a long way for starting a space technology startups in India. So that is what is mentioned here. A Bengaluru based startup, Billatrix Aerospace, offers a novel electric propulsion system which has applications in the field of the nano and micro satellite propulsion. Any Mumbai based startup, Manastu Space, has developed a green propulsion system using hydrogen peroxide as a fuel. So what can we do help such young co-travelers realize their full potential? Here is a 5-point national agenda. So what should be done for encouraging the private sector, or you can say the entrepreneurship in the space technology? That is what is mentioned here. So you can just put it out. He has given 5 agenda what you can say 5-point agenda, that how the government can help these private sector to increase their, what you can say, the activities in this space sector. So if the question is can be asked in the mains exam, that you can see, check it out. Okay, going to the next page, that is ideas, contours of recovery, written by C. Rangarajan and D.K. Srivastava. So all the articles are related to the economic growth only, because economic growth is one of the most important challenge in front of the India. So the center must be forthcoming while recognizing that extraordinary situation called extraordinary solutions. I always say that there is one dialogue in the uh, in a Hollywood movie, that desperate situation needs desperate, what we can say, the solutions. So the same thing is being mentioned here by C. Rangarajan and D. Srivastava, that now India is going through an extraordinary situation, like there is COVID-19, there are cyclones, there are economic growth, there is what you can say decrease in the employment rate, right? There are so many things happening in India. It is an extraordinary situation. So obviously, for extraordinary situation, we need an extraordinary solutions. And I can say that obviously we need extraordinary leaders also, because if we do not have the extraordinary leaders, we cannot have extraordinary solutions. So, and we need a leader who can have an extraordinary thinking. So that is why that is mentioned here. Now reforms have to focus on specific sectors. So reforms in the specific sector is required. Already we have seen that government have already have given some, what I can say, reforms in the specific sectors like agriculture, micro, small, medium enterprises, food processing. We have also seen that government has focused on the agri infrastructure. So that is what is mentioned here. So you can read this article. Why I'm asking you to read this article? Because this article is written by C. Rangarajan, and C. Rangarajan is one of India's most experienced, what you can say, economist. So writing his article, reading his article will be a good. So just read it out. According to the National Infrastructure Pipeline, here it is mentioned here, infrastructure pipeline has been created by the government. So as per the, according to the National Infrastructure Pipeline, the center's budgetary contribution to infrastructure is estimated at 1.25% of the GDP on annual basis. I'll be sending you the new link because there is only 1 minute left. So the meeting will get ended after 1 minute. So I will send you one more new link. So please join again so that we will discuss the other remaining topics in the newspaper. Okay. So till then we can continue. The infrastructure is estimated at 1.25% of the GDP on the annual basis. This is less than 18% of the estimated fiscal deficit of the center in 2020-21, indicating a very poor quality of fiscal deficit. One dimension of the expenditure restructuring should be to front load infrastructure spending, including that on health infrastructure, thereby taking advantage of the higher multiplier effects associated with the capital expenditure. Investment augmentation is also demand supporting employment and income generating.